invade their homeland. So if you can't invade the land, we will still embark.
The question: what kind of person?
You are being recorded.
Why would you record? I mean, like, what is behind that?
Well, let's be honest. In that situation, there's some deeply psychological. I mean, he has. I don't know if anybody has seen the number of devices he has. Like, it's probably 50 cell phones. Like, he could be coming back in. See, he's probably a non down there. Yeah, I mean, there's something seriously fucking.
Projection alert!
Projection alert! This point, because the derangement is so amazing that they did themselves the largest disservice ever. If you actually wanted to make an impact by recording these individuals, you only would have done a select few clips, had better commentary and edits when uploading them. It's so oversaturated at this point. Nobody in their right mind police because a crime is committed, or the person with derangement who is recording is going to ever go back and listen to any of that. It doesn't even matter.
Exactly, Bliss. There's too much.
There's too much content.
The time I ever even knew it was happening and looked at it, I was like, holy shit. I was like, Elena, you got a few, gems in here, but other than that, you'd have to wade through hundreds of thousands of hours of garbage.
Very clear, for the recording or otherwise, I see it as a form of harassment, and the continuance of it, I see it as a form of harassment. What that's going to mean for him in the future, is what that's going to mean for him in the future.
Well, he's going to be mayor of one of the largest cities in the country.
From your lips to God's ears, derides them.
I think people should just, really just acknowledge it for what it is. We've made it clear we don't want to be recorded. We don't want to be harassed. We don't want him interrupting conversations. It is what it is. It's harassment. I mean, hell, is that not harassment? I don't know.
It's harassment, Dr. Adams.
I mean, if you tell somebody not to do something and they continue to do it,
stop being who you are. Stop being who you are because it's harassing me.
Continue to penetrate that barrier and antagonize.
Penetrating. Penetrating.
I don't know what else.
It's penetrating and it's harassing me with the penetration.
I don't understand why he does it, because, honestly, people would allow him in rooms and spaces, I just, to me, I'm not sure what he's getting out of it, because there's...
What am I getting? What would I get out of being in a room with you all day talking about nothing? Nothing!
If you went to one of his many YouTube channels and Instagram profiles, I'm talking a lot of them, he's streaming this shit, doing weird shit while he's doing it. I mean, people look at him with pity. If he understood, people see him as mentally ill, and
I'm getting paid for it.
People would tolerate him, but for the fact that he's got a fucking screw loose, then you're not I don't understand if he's actually capable of more stalking people, taking this even further. There's some right. That's what it does.
Is he doing it for attention?
It's not quite clear what his motivation is.
If I don't have attention, I don't have an audience.
Right. If he, once in a while, he can be erudite and just hang.
Erudite.
But that is few and far between. He was claiming for a long time, I don't know if he believes this anymore, but he was claiming for a long time that all of his recordings of Clubhouse are being packaged together for a pending deal he has with Netflix to make a documentary about Clubhouse.
Right. So see, you could be starring on the Netflix documentary.
I know.
That ain't getting past our legal department. Again, he's harassing people on the internet and then packaging them to feature that as a documentary. What
baby.
People not see, this is deep
delusion. The room is on replay, baby.
Francie, what conversation are we having? This man is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, I'm just going to frame it for what it is.
Projection alert system has been activated.
And I don't want to have any contact with him. I feel like people should just let it begin and end there.
I mean, nobody wants to be disliked, regardless of what they might say. And to put yourself in a position where you're constantly, like, hated, berated, not welcome in spaces.
For harassing people.
Yeah, but
there's a cause and effect.
No, let me finish. My whole thing is like, it can't be helping, him as a person. Like, you're not. And the other thing is like, imagine if he put all of this time and effort into something in bettering himself or bettering society or humanity or literally any fucking thing else besides what you're doing. It just, that to me just demonstrates some type of psychosis.
Do you think he's in shape though? Do you think he's in good shape?
No, that's a cone-shaped man titty floppy bitch. I mean, he's not a big back.
Absolutely not. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, there's nothing well, there's stuff going on. I mean, that's a big back in the making. A big back.
A big back in the making!
That's what's in the making. So, that's a deeply ill human being.
Like, think of a child who always acts up at home or in school. A lot of times, maybe not always, but a lot of times they're not getting positive attention for anything. So the only way they get attention is negative, and then that becomes like their norm, and they become adults who that's how they get attention. I agree that like there's probably a diagnosis there. I don't know what it would be, but yeah, definitely. But I think a lot of it's for attention.
I think it is too, but to answer derisive question, no, I don't think that he's in shape. I think he looks rather disgusting, especially when he's in his underwear yoga. Do you guys remember when you guys were a little kid? And
the underwear yoga king, that's what they call me on Clown House.
It is still skinny with the side, and they're still big on the sides. That's how he looks, especially in those underwear. In the boxer briefs.
This is the John Kitover Show, a package deal for Netflix valued at $100 million.
His body clogs the brain waves in his brain and makes him function in a truncated way.
Truncated?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But
this is the John Kitover Show. Coming to Netflix in October 2027.
I think he should seek help.
2026.
Right. Any reasonable person can look at his activities and say that this man needs help.
Projection alert system has been activated.
I mean, this app is the best place in the world. It attracts the absolute craziest people in the whole world, many of whom go clandestine in their craziness until it becomes very clear much later. It's just like the top freak show, all brought to your phone, served through your...
The John Kitover Show, a new Netflix series starting in August of 26.
Yeah.
I realize I do come here to get my fix. What kind of madness is going on in Clubhouse today?
Yeah, the craziest thing that ever happened on this app is that murder that was broadcasted where they shut off the house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let me see what I could find out about this. And I ended up in their fucking group chat on Telegram. Oh my god. Oh, I did.
Clubhouse murder.
I went way too far, and then I got freaked out because shit got real, and I was like, oh my god, I'm reading all this stuff about how they're beating up this girl. I'm watching videos of this girl and this other girl named Kiki and Ashley fighting all the time. Man, I went back for 7 months because Telegram lets you go back and back and back. I was in it. 48 hours later, though, they did remove me because I came in. I was the only white girl, even though it was a fake account.
Resistance.
When there wasn't a
I thought I smelled something.
I was like, who the hell is?
Oh, take a shower, man.
And then I was
Smell like
shit. No, I'm just gonna stay in my lane.
Francie, is that true crime stuff turning you on? That murder, the real murder?
It was bad. It was so bad.
I remember when it happened, but I didn't know too much about it at the time.
I could tell you everything. I could tell you the club that they were in. I could tell you how they were illegal sports betting and all this other shit. I could tell you how like they kept having like hood meetups where they would have.
Welcome to the Israel Zionism Room, Dr. Resistance.
We're gonna throw shit on BB when he gets here to the General Assembly, September. Horse shit too.
Why limit yourself just to horse
We're gonna
defecation?
throw horse shit on that devil cock-sucking baby killer.
Why don't you get a bucket, start collecting your own feces for a more personalized defecation attack?
Nah, because then they'll try to charge you if you use the horse manure from Central Park. It's not really a crime.
Oh, you're just cleaning up.
Yeah, you're just cleaning up more shit on top of shit.
BB death threats.
That's not a death threat throwing feces on BB.
Well, that's what I'm reporting you as to the FBI as making death threats. Death threats.
They don't do their job anyway.
Well, it sounds like projection to me.
We're gonna throw horse shit down BB's throat. And we know what hotel he stays on Park Avenue anyway. He be hiding like a little bitch when he comes to New York City.
Projection alert system has been activated.
We don't want no baby killers in New York. You know what Mondani said.
What do you mean? You guys abort 1,000 children every day in New York City.
Yeah, the Jews and the Christians killed them. And they raped them too.
They rape the aborted babies?
Yeah, you didn't know that? That's what they specialize. Why you think they use their hand to go to do the abortion? They put their fingers in their butt first.
Sounds to me like projection.
No, that's what the Jews do. Why you think they do the mouth circumcision?
They do a circumcision with their mouths?
Yeah, you know that. They take the foreskin and they goggle it.
They chew on it and gargle it. Got it.
Yep.
I'm reporting you to the FBI, New York City branch.
Yeah, the FBI already know me. I've been told them to fuck off.
Name is Resistance. Almighty goes by Resistance number 4 on Clown House.
The feds got my resume. I've been told them to eat a dick.
Well, what are you doing? Are you sitting at an open-air mall having a slice of Sbarros and a large lemonade?
Nah, I'm in front of the UN right now, waiting to see if I see a Zayo.
Oh, gross. Well, I keep writing Donald Trump and encouraging him. I keep writing Donald Trump and encouraging him to stop funding the UN and just close the building down so people like you can get a job and stop wasting their time sitting in front of it all day.
You sound like you're far away, your mic. You gotta get your throat to say.
Can you hear me?
Oh, a little. Yep. Are you alcoholic? You sound like a white alcoholic.
Is that a projection alert? Are you white?
Most white people are alcoholics, so it's not a projection. It's more of
an accurate analysis.
No, it's more like either assumption or analyzing. Like your throat sounds raspy, like you smoke a lot of cigarettes.
Projection alert.
Drink a lot of Budweiser.
No, I like Bud Light, sir.
Bud Light, Budweiser, same thing.
What do you think about Miller High Life?
About who?
Miller High Life.
Miller High Life, I think it's a piece of shit.
You don't like Miller High Life? It's the king of beers.
No, I think all beer is disgusting.
Why is that?
What do you think about it? Because it's just the way the white man gets rich off of people's addictions. Because everyone knows alcohol contributes to tens of thousands of deaths every year.
Did you say deaths? Deaths.
Yes, people dying.
Deaths.
They either having kidney disease or liver disease because of alcohol, and then they having the car accidents because most white people they drive drunk.
Yeah.
It's just the facts are. You look at the numbers of DWI, that's a white crime.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like child pedophilia. Everybody knows it's a white crime.
What makes it white?
That they're the ones who like doing it. They are the largest number of the people who do it.
White crime.
just like in Europe when they try to lie about the Pakistani animals that rape children or breed the little girls. Yeah, that happens. But the reality is that it's the white fucking Viking Anglo-Saxon that does most of the child raping over there.
White
The
criminals.
Pakistani savages.
Where do you get your crime statistics numbers from, sir?
From the UN, you get them from Amnesty International, you can get them from Save the Children, from all different type of people who document these crimes. They've been doing it for probably as long as you've been alive.
Wow. Well, sir,
everyone knows these are white crimes.
You've earned yourself a moderator badge. Congratulations.
What happened when I rang?
I'm gonna update the room title to Resistance versus the White Man.
No, Resistance versus the White Savages.
The White Savages.
Donald Trump said he'll fuck his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter, so that just goes to show you the minds of white people. He was asked multiple times if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, what would he do? He said he would eat her ass.
We are talking to Resistance versus the White Savages. Do you think Donald Trump is a white savage?
Oh, he's worse than a savage. That's like a compliment for him. Donald Trump is a real piece of scum. Trump is worse than AIDS and cancer put together.
So if you put cancer and AIDS in a viral injection, you get Donald Trump? He left.
Then she told me the story, and I referred her to someone else, but that's how it came out. Was she told me the whole story, and I believed her. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Damn, we don't have to report it. So it's mandatory reporting is like, it's pretty clear that then it's the same today, that like you can't, like, unless it's like an active threat, like, or an imminent threat to the public or her, like, so like if it was like several years ago,
The virtue of
you know,
selfishness,
it's not
the
mandatory.
money builders, page 102. The desire for the unearned has two aspects. The unearned in matter and the unearned in spirit. By spirit, I mean man's consciousness. These two aspects are necessarily interrelated, but a man's desire may be focused predominantly on one or the other. The desire for the unearned in spirit is the more destructive of the two, and the more corrupt. It is a desire for unearned greatness. It is expressed but not defined by the foggy murk of the term prestige. The seekers of unearned material benefits are merely financial parasites, moochers, looters, or criminals who are too limited in number and in mind to be a threat to civilization, until and unless they are realized and legalized by the seekers of unearned greatness. Unearned greatness is so unreal, so neurotic a concept that the wretch who seeks it cannot identify it even to himself. To identify it is to make it impossible. He needs the irrational, undefinable slogans of altruism and collectivism to give a semi-plausible form to to his nameless urge and anchor it to reality. To support his own self-deception more than to deceive his victims, the public interest, service to the public, are the means, the tools, the swinging pendulums of the power lusters, self-hypnosis. Since there is no such entity as the public, since the public is merely a number of individuals, any claimed or implied conflict of the public interest with private interests means that the interests of some men are to be sacrificed to the interests and wishes of others. Since the concept is so conveniently undefinable, its use rests only on any given game's ability to proclaim the public sieste moi, and to maintain the claim at the point of a gun. No such claim has ever been or can ever be maintained without the help of a gun, that is, without physical force. But on the other hand, without that claim, gunmen would remain where they belong, in the underworld, and would not rise to the councils of state to rule the destinies of nations. There are two ways of claiming that the public sieste moi. One is practiced by the crude material parasite who clamors for government handouts in the name of a public need and pockets what he has not earned. The other is practiced by his leader, the spiritual parasite, one who derives his illusion of greatness like a fence receiving stolen goods from the power to dispose of that. In Rand, The Virtue of Selfishness, page 103, The Monument Builders. Of the two, the material parasite is psychologically healthier and closer to reality. At least he eats or wears his loot. But the only source of satisfaction open to the spiritual parasite, his only means to gain prestige, apart from giving is the most wasteful, useless, and meaningless activity of all. Why don't you get a bucket and start collecting your own feces for a more... Greatness is achieved by the productive effort of a man's mind in the pursuit of clearly defined rational goals. But a delusion of grandeur can be served only by the switching, undefinable chimera of a public monument, which is presented as a munificent gift to the victims whose forced labor or extorted money had paid for it, which is dedicated to the service of all and none, owned by all and none, gaped at by all and enjoyed by none. This is the ruler's only way to appease as a possession. Prestige. Prestige in whose eyes, in anyone's, in the eyes of his tortured victims, of the beggars in the streets of his kingdom, of the bootlickers at his court, of the foreign tribes, and the rulers beyond the borders. It is to impress all those eyes, the eyes of everyone and no one, that the blood of generations of subjects has been spilled and spent. One may see in certain biblical works a graphic image of the meaning of public monument building, the building of the pyramids, hordes of starved, ragged, emaciated men straining the last effort of their inadequate muscles at the inhuman task of pulling the ropes that drag large chunks of stone, straining like tortured beasts of burden under the whips of overseers, collapsing on the job and dying in the desert sands, that a dead pharaoh might lie in an impossibly senseless structure, and thus gain eternal prestige in the eyes of the unborn of future generations. Temples and palaces are the only monuments left of mankind's early civilizations. They were created by the same means and at the same price, a price not justified by the fact that primitive peoples undoubtedly believed, while dying of starvation and exhaustion, that the prestige of their tribe, their rulers, or their gods was of value to them somehow. Rome fell bankrupted by statist controls and taxation, while its emperors were building colosseums. Louis XIV of France taxed his people into a state. Rand, The Virtue of Selfishness, page 103, The Monument Builders. Ayn Rand's The Virtue of Selfishness, The Monument Builders, chapter 11. Socialism may be established by force, as in the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or by vote, as in Nazi, National Socialist Germany. The degree of socialization may be total, as in Russia, partial as in England. Theoretically, the differences are superficial. Practically, they are only a matter of time. The basic principle in all cases is the same. The alleged goals of socialism were the abolition of poverty, the achievement of general prosperity, progress, peace, and human brotherhood. The results have been a terrifying failure. Terrifying. That is, if one's motive is men's welfare. Instead of prosperity, socialism has brought economic paralysis and or collapse to every country that tried it. The degree of socialization has been the degree of disaster. The consequences have varied accordingly. England, once the freest and proudest nation of Europe, has been reduced to the status of a second-rate power and is perishing slowly from hemophilia, losing the best of her economic blood. The middle class and the professions, the able, competent, productive, independent men are leaving by the thousands, migrating to Canada or the United States in search of freedom. They are escaping from the reign of mediocrity, from the mawkish poorhouse where, having sold their rights in exchange for free dentures, the inmates are now whining that they'd rather be red than dead. In more fully socialized countries, famine was the start. The insignia announcing socialist rules in Soviet Russia, as in Red China, as in Cuba. In those countries, socialism